Well, it's episode 262. Welcome back and thank you for joining us once again for another terrific episode of the Foo Bar Show program. But before we get into anything, get your Foo Bar Show swag at foobarshow.com. Find all kinds of items like t-shirts, pillow cushions, mugs, magnets, and stickers in tons of colors and styles. Go to our merch page found at foobarshow.com to check it all out. Next up, click on the link to SoCal rock band The Fallen Electric at the bottom of foobarshow.com for music, tour dates, and merch. On Friday, February 25th, I will be at Der Wolf in Pasadena, California, headlining a lineup with a few other awesome local bands. Show is from 8 p.m. to midnight, so join us for a night of awesome music that will include the rarity of us playing 2 hours of original music. Great drinks and a cool atmosphere inviting you to come down and join us for an evening with the Fallen Electric. And then Grass Store, everybody! Servicing Southern California, and now servicing San Francisco. They're the best cannabis delivery service I've ever used, bar none. Go to foobarshow.com and click on our Grass Store banner, and first-time users get 30% off of their purchase. Thanks to those who have shared or clicked on our banner and continue to show us some love. And lastly, look who's back. ALF Live Events, man! Whether you'd like to host your next virtual event or you're ready to go live, in person, or given the times, Foos, in a socially responsible manner, ALF can help you do it right. They pride themselves in being masters of audio, visual, and lighting solutions. Most recently, Foos, they've become masters of virtual events and meetings, partnering with their clients to produce live events in a socially safe environment. Go to alflei.com to get their contact information. They can be contacted via phone call or email for any questions on how they can help you produce a flawless event. That's ALF Live Events at alflei.com. That's alflei.com. And now, without further ado, Foos, episode 262. Here we go. From Filthy Martini Studios in Ontario, California, it's the Foo Bar Show! Hey, what is up, everyone? I am Joe C.
And Steph.
Thank you all very much for listening into the Foo Bar Show. Remember to hit subscribe and be sure to rate, review, and tell a friend like a champ. You can also listen in and get our swag at foobarshow.com. That's FOObarshow.com. And follow FOO Bar Show on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Join in, drop us a line, and we'll foo it up like a couple of foos. Ain't that right, foos?
That's right.
Yeah, word. On tap today, man, the return of Alejandro G. Baby Luna. Say hi, Ollie.
Hello, hello.
Hey, man. Yeah, thanks
Buenos
for...
dias.
Yeah. Bonjour. Yeah, dude, thanks for being on. We don't have Josh or the Foo on today, as we discussed in last week's episode, and it's okay, man. We got Ollie, man. We can always trust Ollie to be on when we're in a pinch. And
anywhere in the world, baby, I'm there.
That's some kind of a slow jam lyric, isn't it? Fucking that's up there with Peaches and Cream and shit.
Ooh.
Yeah, have you ever gone on this is a total tangent, but have you ever gone on like a slow jam bender, like in your car on the way to work or something?
Of course, yeah.
Dude, those are the best.
Sometimes you gotta mellow it out, yeah.
Little 112. I mean, who's your what's your poison?
It's gotta be Mana for me, man.
Mana isn't a slow jam, man.
I mean, they have a lot of love songs, so yeah, they slow it down.
Oh well, I was kind of thinking, like a soulful R&B artist, kind of like a Casey and JoJo or something. Or
no, I mean, maybe some Marvin Gaye.
All right.
If you want to go that route, but I don't know. The playlist that I have is called Cole Porter.
Okay.
And it kind of has a little bit of a lot of that jazz type of stuff,
All right.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, anyway, you're on today to just be on, right? Did you have an agenda here?
I do not, man. I mean, Super Bowl.
It's just been a while, right? But it would be a moot point if we talk about the Super Bowl. That's why we don't have on tap a FooBar Sports, because whatever we talk about will be completely irrelevant when this thing comes out on Monday, when everybody knows what's going to go down on the Super Bowl. But I know that you're a Niners fan, and I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So my sole purpose, if I have any agenda, is to say fuck the Rams. But,
So you're going for the Bengals?
Of course.
Dude.
Of course.
You mean, it's funny because a lot of people would have some kind of respect for the team that beat your team, no? And then you would just root for that team?
There is, but the hard part is that's a divisional rival for the 49ers. So it's too much. It's too much there. However, if I were to put money on it, I would go with the Rams.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they are favored, but not by a lot, though, right?
I think last time I checked, it was like 6.5.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
you can make a few bucks.
Yeah, no, but I mean, mentally, I'm just all Super Bowl in. Work wise, LA is just all in on Super Bowl right now. You go on the train, you go anywhere you go in LA right now, it's all Rams, LA.
Well, dude, sports. I mean, it's the second time we're in the Super Bowl in the last 5 years, give or take.
Right.
And yeah, dude, it's a home game. So I mean, it's kind of a rarity. It'd be weird if people weren't going crazy about it.
No, yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. If you haven't been, I recommend you go check out something in LA. It's just the vibe is all in right now.
Well, you know what, man? We can't. Can we get into that? One of the reasons you're not in studio, we were preparing to have you here with us. We got the Rona, dude.
Got it.
We got it. We fucking got it.
The Foo gave it to us.
And it was just it was just a matter of time. It really was. I've been saying it for the last few weeks, and the fact that we finally got it is I don't know. It's kind of a relief. I know you shouldn't say that, right?
Right.
Is that something people should say? People shouldn't say that.
People shouldn't say that. A lot of people died.
The people who haven't gotten it say that. Don't say that.
Yeah.
People who have gotten it is like, well, at least now it's over with.
Yeah, and that's the thing that the Foo said. A lot of people who have gotten it that I know have gotten it are a little relieved. I have to be one of those because I have my shots. I got my booster. It didn't hit me like it hit other people. Like I was nowhere near ending up at a hospital. But this all started on Tuesday, and as I go into this explanation,
in all fairness, you never really were at risk to go to the hospital.
I don't know, man. Maybe I would have gotten Rona and then gotten hit by a bus, and then I would have been at a hospital.
God. Okay.
So never say never, Ollie. Fucking undermine my shit, dude.
No absolutes.
Yeah. What are you, a Sith? Anyway, so it's weird because we have no idea how we got it. I chalked this up to a random encounter while maybe running errands or something, but because everybody that we've told, everybody who dating back to Friday of the previous week that we've hung out with has tested negative, including the Foo and Josh. They're fine.
Yeah.
I think the only one though, the last man standing is Josh. Right now, the only one who hasn't gotten the Rona.
One.
You were telling me, Ollie, that you probably had it in December and you were like this close. You were pretty down to be here today, regardless of our symptoms, which is a little fucked up. I shouldn't have said it. Well, I shouldn't have said maybe. I should have just said no. And last night I did put my foot down and say, you know what? We're still a bit symptomatic. You may want to just do this on Zoom.
I mean, where I'm at with it is that the only reason I don't know if I had it or not was because I had a vacation planned. And there was no way I was canceling it. So I wasn't going to get tested. I'm sorry. So I was out there spreading it if I had it.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, did you feel sick?
I didn't. I was after the day after Christmas, I had like mucus. But it was like persistent for like 4 or 5 days. So,
yeah, but because the symptoms compared to others who have had it and went through some shit, the symptoms that Steph and I have had and what you're explaining have been quite tame, kind of like a light cold, scratchy throat. The headache, when you wake up is there. Right now, my headache has gotten localized to my sinuses.
Yeah.
They're just clogged up, and I can feel the pressure right now. I don't know if this comes through on the microphone, but that's what I'm feeling at the moment. But since Tuesday, I woke up with that scratchy throat and headache, and I turned to Steph, and I'm like, I'm not going to work today. I'm just to keep it safe, But Steph, you work at a hospital. What did your supervisor say?
Well, because at the time I was not feeling anything, like I was asymptomatic, right? When you told me that you had tested positive, I was like, okay, well, I'm wearing my respirator. I don't have any symptoms.
I didn't test positive until Wednesday, though, the following day, which was your second day at work.
Right.
After.
Well, okay. So if we're going back to Tuesday, you had a negative test. You weren't feeling great, but I was asymptomatic as well. And then Wednesday rolls around. And then you're just like, you should probably tell your supervisor that I just tested positive because you had taken 2 tests.
Right, but that was later on in the afternoon when you were already at work.
I was already at work. I still wasn't feeling anything because it's based off of what I was feeling, and I was already wearing a respirator and a mask, and we're all geared up on the PPEs. And I had about like an hour in my shift left, so I was like, well, I'm not working with anybody. Isolated myself. And then I finished the shift and then just left. But the next day, Thursday, that's when it hit me. Fever, sore throat. Like I was perfectly fine Wednesday. And you could still hear it in my voice. And then I was down most of Thursday.
Yeah.
I was sleeping all day. And because it just hit me really hard. And then yesterday.
I was gonna say, I could hear it in your voice. I can't hear it in Joe's voice.
I again, it didn't hit me as bad as it hits other people, and I've been joking about this, but I'm kind of serious about it. It kind of improved my quality of life this last week. Because I didn't have to drive in. I didn't have to drive into work. I was still working from home. I was well enough to still perform my duties, and I just sent a mass email saying, if you need me, call me. I'm available. Otherwise I'd just be bored at home with the dogs, and 2 days of no cannabis, so, I took a small tea break right there.
What's your
I can't. No, I mean it's a good thing. It's a good thing because 2 days of nothing, and then last night I took an edible. I haven't smoked or vaped anything just because the throat thing, and there was a little shortness of breath there too. I didn't want to fuck anything up, but thank goodness I stocked up on some edibles, and that actually that has. I don't know if there's any scientific papers out there, but COVID coupled up with a good edible, it's not bad. It's not bad. I gotta say,
there are scientific papers out there, right? They say that the one of the things with weed suppresses the COVID or something like that.
Well, it's an anti-inflammatory. We know that already about cannabis. Yeah. So that's probably. But I'm talking about the highness. It was nice. Couple that with because there is a COVID fog that there's everybody talks about the COVID fog.
Oh,
that
it's
they
real.
Feel.
It's real.
Yeah, and then couple it up with a nice 25 milligram edible. I was in a good place last night. So good that I took a second one at the end of the night. So.
It's a pain reliever, fever reducer.
There you go.
All in one.
All in one. Exactly. But hey, man, what's up with you? How have you been?
Busy with all the Super Bowl stuff, and just this year January flew by because everyone had COVID,
Yeah.
And so just a lot of staying at home and staying healthy, and I don't know, just same old. I don't know. I have this routine that I stick to pretty hard as far as taking the dog out and learning all these new things going on in the world.
Right.
Like I said, we're doing a lot of the XR studio stuff. So all the Netflix is crazy right now. They bought off Hollywood.
What?
Basically,
the entire city?
No joke. It feels like that. It just feels like that. They're freaking everywhere.
What do you mean by that, though? Like they bought off Hollywood? I don't get it.
they're just every billboard out there right now is Netflixed.
Okay.
Every studio is Netflixed. Like, it's insane, and it's good. You know, but yeah, it's kind of weird.
Netflix has always been in a high ground position to compete, especially when they got hit with Disney Plus doing their thing, HBO Max releasing their thing, Paramount Plus now being a threat to them. Netflix has always found a way to survive, and even from the beginning, Blockbuster may think different, but they pretty much took out Blockbuster.
It's pretty fascinating that they keep making themselves the underdog, and every time you're like, oh, Netflix is this big, corporate entity, they seem to like bud themselves next to someone who's bigger. Yeah. It's very interesting. Very interesting to see that. But they keep up with the content. They give people what they want. They haven't fed us this we need commercials BS like HBO Max is starting to do, right? Or no, you only pay $10, but you get commercials, and it's like,
like Hulu.
Netflix has never tried that. Hulu is trash to me. I'm sorry.
Well, you can pay to not get commercials on Hulu if you're down.
Just the idea that they're offering that bothers me.
I get it.
Bothers me.
I get it.
It's like nobody's asking for that, but they're telling you that you are, and that's annoying. Whereas Netflix has never tried that angle. Netflix has always known how to keep the audience happy, and for that it's great. Because I do remember when it was Netflix. You order this DVD or whatever, and
those are the days, man.
House. That was crazy.
I saw the entirety of the Sopranos series, Battlestar Galactica, all through the Blu-rays that I would get in the mail. Whenever I would probably, I think I subscribed to the 3 Blu-rays at a time option, so I would always shuffle them through and maybe even order a movie. But those were the days, man. I mean, granted, I didn't have DSL internet either, so it's not like I could have supported a streaming service at that time.
Yeah, but the whole thing was that they, like I said, they understood.
Yeah.
That the problem with Blockbuster was they would punish you for returning things late. Mm-hmm. And which it was something that made sense when it was a VHS tape. It was probably more expensive, right, or whatever. So it took up a lot of space.
Yeah, a lot of.
So the Blockbusters could only carry so much. Mm-hmm. So they got to punish you. But by that point, everybody was on DVD and Blu-rays, and Netflix was like, well, why are you punishing people for returning things late? And that was the cool thing about Netflix. It's like, cool, you want another movie? Just return the other one whenever you want. We're not punishing you. We just, trade for trade.
Yeah, and a DVD...
And it made freaking sense.
Yeah, a DVD is probably a third of the space that a VHS held, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, and on top of that, they wouldn't send you the box. They would send it to you in a sleeve.
Exactly. So, I think there's something to that, and that's why those companies with like Amazon just took over, man. They understand what instead of the money, it's not. I don't think it's always a money thing when they're thinking about things, which is awesome.
Well, that's always going to be the bottom line, but it's just how you get to that money. It's how and surrounding yourself with some good minds to be able to overcome that challenge of somebody coming like fucking Disney Plus, and we all said Disney already wiped out Netflix of all of its Disney properties. Like there was a time where Netflix had all of the Star Wars movies, or they had a shitload of Disney movies. They had a specific Disney section there, and then they took it out, and then a few months later Disney Plus comes out, and bam, that's a juggernaut now. But now with the Spider-Man, and then that thing with Sony, and then the new Spider-Man movie the new Spider-Man movie, I hear is not even going to be on Disney Plus. It's going to be on some other no-name platform. It's going to be
because it's a Sony property.
Yeah, so I don't know how that's going to. I mean, it's going to end up there, but I mean, as its first home to stay, it's not going to be on Disney Plus. But I don't know. I think this is a good place where we can move over to geeking out. Unless you have something else you wanted to share, Ollie.
No, let's do it.
All right, man. We'll be right back.